Your neighbor checked your house while you were gone and found S. My beloved child, don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. What your neighbor found inside your house while you were gone is not what anyone expected. Stay till the end, because the truth you're about to hear will make your heartbeat change. It started quietly, almost like a normal evening. You locked the door, left with a calm heart, not knowing that the air behind those walls was shifting. The silence in your home was about to be broken by hands that shouldn't have been there. Your neighbor, the one who always smiled from across the fence, had been watching closely. Every time you stepped out, their eyes followed, pretending concern, pretending care. But that day, when your car disappeared down the street, something inside them said, "Now." They walked slowly toward your door, carrying nothing but curiosity and a nervous heart. They claimed they heard a noise, a sound that didn't belong. But what they really wanted to see was what you were hiding. Stay till the end, don't move now, because this part is just beginning. The key you thought no one had? It wasn't where you left it. The tiny space beneath the mat had been disturbed, slightly crooked. When they lifted it, the metal gleamed, a silent invitation. With trembling fingers, they slid it into the lock and turned. The door clicked open like it had been waiting for this moment. The air inside felt different, colder, thicker. And as they stepped in, every corner whispered something unspoken. There was a presence in the room, not alive, not gone, just watching. They walked further, calling your name softly as if you could answer. Their footsteps echoed down the hallway. Then, they froze. A single photo frame lay shattered near the window, your picture facing down. The glass wasn't just broken, it was burned on one edge. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Because what happens next will make everything inside you pause. Your neighbor moved closer, and that's when they noticed the scent. Not of dust or air freshener, but of something old. Something sacred. They turned, and on your table, a small box sat open. Inside it, a folded letter, its corners yellowed with age. They picked it up, eyes scanning the first words. If you are reading this, I already know you've come too far. Their hands shook. The handwriting was yours, but the ink, faded, almost disappearing. Behind that note was another one, written in someone else's hand. It read, "You can't hide what's beneath the floor forever." The neighbor's breath quickened. They looked down, their gaze catching the faint outline of something carved into the wooden floor. A symbol, almost erased. They crouched, brushing away the dust, revealing something they shouldn't have seen. Underneath that symbol, a crack had formed, a thin, perfect line. They pressed lightly, and the wood lifted. Beneath it was a hollow space, dark and deep. And inside that space, wrapped in an old cloth, was something that pulsed faintly, as if it remembered being alive. Your neighbor gasped, dropping the cloth. A faint shimmer escaped, a glow like moonlight touching metal. But it wasn't metal, it was a pendant. The same pendant you used to wear before it vanished months ago. The one your late relative gave you before they passed. They whispered your name again, fear mixing with confusion. How did it end up buried under your floor? And why did it feel warm, almost breathing, almost calling? Stay till the end, my beloved child. Because what your neighbor saw next changed the entire story. They stood up, turning toward the living room. The television flickered on by itself, static first, then an image. It wasn't a channel. It was footage. A recording. You, sitting in that same chair, speaking to someone unseen. "I don't know if I can keep it hidden anymore," you said in the video. "It's getting stronger." Your neighbor's eyes widened. The sound cracked with interference, but your next word slipped through like a whisper from the past. "If someone ever opens this box, tell them not to touch the mirror." The camera shook, your face turning toward it for a brief second, and then the screen went black. The mirror on your wall, yes, the one you never moved, was slightly tilted. They turned toward it, and for a second, it seemed normal. Just a reflection. But then, the reflection blinked. Your neighbor stumbled back. Their own image remained still, frozen, while the reflection behind the glass smiled. Slowly. The air grew heavy, a low hum filling the room. And then, a soft voice, not theirs, not yours, whispered, "You came too soon." The reflection's hand pressed against the glass, and a faint crack appeared, spidering outward. Your neighbor screamed, running toward the door, but it wouldn't open. The lock had sealed itself. From the hallway, something moved, soft footsteps, but not human. The house began to breathe, the curtains shifting though no wind blew. The reflection in the mirror turned its head toward the sound. Your neighbor clutched their chest, whispering for help, but the only answer was a faint chime from the pendant still glowing on the floor. It rolled toward the mirror, stopping right before the crack. The glow merged into the glass, sealing it again. Silence returned. The door clicked open. Your neighbor ran out, shaking, leaving everything behind. They didn't lock it. They didn't look back. But they told someone what they saw. And that someone is now watching this. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because you're about to find out who that someone was. 2 days later, you returned home. The air was heavy, yet familiar. You noticed the photo frame, the letter, the open floor. Something inside you broke quietly. You kneeled, touching the spot where the pendant had been, but it wasn't there anymore. You looked up, and saw the mirror, perfect again. No cracks. No reflection out of sync. But when you leaned closer, there it was, a faint shadow standing behind you, smiling. You turned. Nothing. The room was empty. But the voice that followed wasn't from this world. They shouldn't have entered. Stay till the end, because what you're about to learn is not a story, it's your house remembering. Later that night, as you tried to sleep, you heard the sound of footsteps again. Slow. Careful. Coming from the hallway. You sat up, heart pounding, but the steps stopped right outside your door. A whisper slipped through the crack, calm yet trembling, "It's me, your neighbor." You froze. The door creaked open. The same face appeared, eyes hollow, skin pale, trembling. They held the pendant, now cracked, light flickering through it. "I can't sleep," they said. "Every time I close my eyes, your mirror shows my reflection still inside." The air grew cold again. You reached for the pendant. It pulsed once in your hand. The neighbor vanished before your eyes, like dust in sunlight. When morning came, your phone buzzed. A new message, from an unknown number. We need to talk about what they saw. Attached was a video, recorded from your own living room, last night. You watched yourself sleeping. And right beside you, someone stood. The same neighbor. Staring straight into the camera. The message ended with one final line: check the mirror again. My beloved child, stay with me till the end. Something is still moving inside that house, something that remembers what happened last night. Don't scroll, don't blink, because the next few seconds will pull you into the secret even deeper. You woke up to a strange light filling the room. It wasn't sunlight. It was bluish, flickering across the walls like water reflecting fire. You sat up, and there it was, the mirror again, trembling slightly as if breathing. A soft sound came from it, almost like a heartbeat. You stepped closer, your breath catching, and saw words slowly forming across the glass. They weren't written by hand. They appeared as if carved by light itself. I didn't mean to show them. Stay with me till the end. Don't skip. Because this message isn't from your neighbor, it's from the reflection itself. You reached out, your fingers inches from the surface. The temperature dropped instantly, and the glass rippled like liquid. For a moment, you saw another version of your room, same walls, same bed, but something different. Someone was sitting where you were supposed to be. It looked like you, but the eyes were darker, deeper, watching you through the mirror's shimmer. Then the reflection spoke. They weren't supposed to find it. Now it's awake. Your heartbeat echoed louder than your thoughts. The pendant on your table started to hum, its cracks glowing like veins of fire. The voice continued, the floor remembers the promise. You must finish it before it crosses over. Stay with me until the end, because what you do next decides how this story ends. You turned away, searching the room, whispering to yourself that this was just a dream. But the air disagreed. Every object in your house started vibrating, the lamp, the photo frame, even the locked drawer near your bed. One by one, they stopped, pointing you toward the spot beneath the floor. You kneeled, running your hand over the wooden panel your neighbor opened. This time, the crack had spread wider. And beneath it, you could see something new, a faint light glowing from deep below. You hesitated, then lifted the plank. A cold breeze escaped, carrying a scent you'd never felt before, ancient, metallic, almost electric. Beneath it, a second box waited. Not wood. Not metal. Something else entirely, pulsing with life. Stay with me till the end. What's inside that box is the real reason your neighbor couldn't sleep. You touched it, and everything froze. The hum in the pendant stopped. The reflection in the mirror went still. Then the box opened itself. Inside, a small folded cloth lay neatly in the center. You lifted it, and a sound escaped, not from the room, but from your head. A whisper of memories you didn't know were yours. Voices saying your name, the sound of laughter, and then silence. Inside that cloth was a photograph. But it wasn't yours alone. You and your neighbor, together. Smiling. standing right in front of that same mirror years ago. The photo was dated long before you even moved into this house. Because the next detail changes everything you know. Behind the photo, a second note appeared, written in your handwriting again. We promise to forget. But mirrors never forget promises. You dropped the paper, your mind racing. Pieces of memory began to return, the day you moved in, the strange feeling of déjà vu, the faint smile from your neighbor as if they already knew the layout of your home. The reflection behind the mirror tilted its head, watching you remember. You see it now, it whispered. This isn't your first time here. The pendant cracked again, the glow seeping into your skin. For a moment, you saw flashes, yourself and your neighbor, burying something under the floor. Both of you crying. Both of you saying, never again. Stay with me till the end. The truth is just beginning to open. Suddenly, your phone rang, a private number. You answered, and the voice on the other end was trembling. I shouldn't have looked, it said. The mirror showed me what you tried to hide. It was your neighbor's voice, faint, distant. I'm not outside anymore, they said softly. I'm still inside the reflection. You left me here. Your hand shook. You turned toward the mirror, and for the first time, you saw it clearly, your neighbor, standing behind your reflection, eyes wide, mouth moving silently. Help me. The glass started to vibrate. You felt it pulling your breath, your pulse sinking with its rhythm. You took one step back, but your reflection didn't move. Stay with me till the end. What happens next is beyond anything you've seen. The house lights flickered. Every bulb dimmed except one, the one hanging right above the mirror. It glowed brighter and brighter until the entire room felt like daylight trapped indoors. The mirror's surface began to liquefy again, swirling like storm clouds. Your reflection reached out of the glass, its hand almost touching yours. And behind it, your neighbor screamed silently, trapped in the ripple. You knew what you had to do. You lifted the pendant, pressing it against the glass. The sound that came next wasn't human. A deep crack split the silence, and suddenly the reflection shattered into pieces of light. The neighbor's figure fell backward, dissolving into the glow. You gasped, dropping the pendant as everything went black. You opened your eyes hours later, lying on the floor. The air was still. The mirror was gone. In its place, a small outline burned into the wall, shaped like a doorway. You got up slowly, breathing hard, and saw the pendant lying beside you, completely whole now. You picked it up, and this time, it didn't hum or glow. It whispered. Just one line, you freed one, but not yourself. Your phone buzzed again. A message appeared, check your window. You turned. And outside, through the reflection of the glass, your neighbor stood again, smiling faintly, holding the pendant's twin. Stay with me till the end. Because this ending is not the end, it's a circle reopening. As you blinked, the scene outside shifted. Your neighbor's eyes glowed softly, and behind them, your house appeared again, but this time, reversed, like a world folded inside out. You touched the window pane, and the reflection moved closer. A voice echoed from within, if you look too long, you'll forget which side you're on. You backed away, but your body felt heavier, slower, like the air itself wanted to keep you there. You turned toward the mirror space on your wall, and a faint image began reforming again. Another doorway opening from the other side. My beloved child, stay with me till the end. Don't even blink right now, because what's coming next will change everything you thought you knew. The story isn't over. In fact, this is where it begins to reveal what was really hidden inside your house. When you woke up that morning, the silence in your room felt heavier than before. The curtains moved slightly, though no wind touched them. And when you stood, the floor beneath you let out a soft creak, like something alive was breathing under your feet. You whispered to yourself that it was just in your head. But deep down, your soul already knew, something entered your space and refused to leave. The air carried a whisper not from the world of the living, but from memory itself. Stay with me till the end, don't skip. Because the sound that followed wasn't random. It was calling your name. You turned toward the mirror again. It looked ordinary, harmless even, reflecting your tired eyes. But when you took a step closer, the reflection didn't move in rhythm, it lagged, just half a second behind. Enough to make your heart pause. You leaned in closer, your breath fogging the glass. And then, in that fog, words began to form, it's still here. You stepped back, your pulse racing, unsure if it was a trick of the light or something reaching through. Your phone suddenly lit up, vibrating across the table. A notification appeared from an unknown number. Don't look behind you. The sound of something shifting echoed from the living room. Stay with me till the end. What you're about to uncover was meant to be buried forever. You walked out slowly, every step heavier than the last. The living room lights flickered as you entered, revealing faint fingerprints on the walls, yours, but also someone else's. A trail of marks led to the spot where the floorboard had been lifted before. The letter was still there, but something had been added beneath it. Another note. The paper newer, the handwriting shaking, desperate. It said, I saw it move under the house. I sealed it in, but the floor remembers. Your fingers trembled as you touched the edge of the board. The wood felt colder than usual, almost metallic. Then a faint vibration ran through it, like a heartbeat coming from beneath. The truth is rising from below. A sudden knock hit your door. 3 slow taps. Then silence. You froze, staring, not daring to move. The knock came again, firmer this time. You walked toward it, each breath sharper than the last, and opened it slowly. No one stood there. Only a small envelope on the ground. It was sealed with red wax, and marked with the same symbol from under your floor. You picked it up carefully, and as you did, the pendant on your table began to hum softly. Inside the envelope was a photo, your neighbor, standing in your hallway, but taken from an impossible angle, as if someone was watching both of you. Behind them in the picture stood a faint shape in the mirror. Stay with me until the end. The shadow in that photo is not a stranger. You rushed to your neighbor's house, heart pounding like thunder in your chest. The curtains were drawn, lights off, but something in the air felt off, heavy, still, unnatural. You knocked, calling their names softly. The door opened by itself, creaking wide. Inside, the same pendant glow you saw before shimmered faintly on the wall. But this time, the mirror from your house was there, hanging above their fireplace. You took a step closer and saw your reflection trapped inside it, eyes wide open, mouth moving though you weren't speaking. Then, from behind the glass, your reflection mouthed 3 words you couldn't forget: "It's watching us." You stumbled back, your phone falling to the floor. The screen flickered, showing static and then a video feed of your living room, live. You could see the door you left open, swinging slightly with the wind. Then, a figure entered the frame. It was your neighbor. But their movements were wrong. Jerky. As if they were being pulled by invisible strings. Their eyes, blank. Their mouth moved, whispering words you couldn't hear. But in the background of the video, your pendant was glowing again, brighter this time. Suddenly, the video cut out, replaced by a message: "Return what you found. Stay with me until the end. You're close to the secret that no one was supposed to touch." You ran back home. The door was wide open now, the lights flickering violently. The air smelled of rain and electricity. You called out your neighbor's name, but the house answered with whispers from every corner, echoing, overlapping, familiar voices repeating your own words. On the table, the pendant was split open. Inside it was something small, a folded slip of paper covered in golden dust. You opened it slowly. It read, "This isn't just your home. It's the passage they built to protect you." The handwriting wasn't yours. It was your late relative's. And beneath it, faintly scratched into the wood, another line appeared as the dust blew away: "But the guardian has changed. Stay till the end. Because the guardian is closer than you think." The reflection in the mirror flickered once more, and this time, it spoke out loud. The voice was calm, gentle, yet chilling. "You left me behind when you moved. I kept everything safe. Until they came." You stared, speechless, watching your own eyes blink out of sync with the reflection. It smiled faintly. "Don't look for your neighbor. They're already part of me now." The lights in the house dimmed, one by one, until only the pendant glowed, hovering slightly above the floorboard crack. The reflection raised its hand, touching the glass from the inside, and whispered, "Come home. You're about to see where this leads next." As the final light went out, a warmth wrapped around you. Not terrifying, but oddly familiar, like the embrace of someone you loved once but lost. The air shimmered, revealing faint outlines of faces, your family, your ancestors, every soul that once lived.